Hey all, today I'm going to show you how I made wine bottle lights. We're going to do a few different options. The first two bottles are clear, and then the last bottle that is the hanging lantern, that's actually a brown tinted bottle. Really, I didn't see much of a difference at the finished product when you light it up, but I kind of like the way the brown kind of gives it a cool effect. I did a version of this whenever I first started my channel, so this is going to be more updated. I'm going to show you how to make a hanging option. Two of the bottles are cut, and then one is left whole, and I used a cork light that I actually purchased on Amazon. All the links will be shared in the description for everything that I'm using. Each bottle has my I love you to the moon and back design that you can actually purchase in my Etsy shop. The link is below. I sell the file and I also sell the decal. And I also do custom decals. I would love to help you if you have a design or idea and you want me to help you bring it to life. Definitely message me through Etsy and we can definitely make that happen. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how I cut these wine bottles. You're going to need your wine bottle, you're going to need 100% acetone nail polish remover, yarn, a lighter, and ice water. And you're going to take your yarn and you're going to wrap it around the wine bottle where you want it to cut. And you need it to be even. If your yarn is if it's not straight, then the bottle will not break straight. So you try to get it as straight as you possibly can. Wrap the yarn around about 6 or 7 times. And you're going to pour the nail polish remover over the yarn to coat it. I just have a little bowl underneath to catch the excess, but just get it soaked with the acetone. And carefully light the string, keeping it far away from you, and you'll let the string burn until the fire goes out. And actually with this particular bottle, it broke before I even put it in the ice, which does not happen very often, but you're gonna let it burn and place it in the ice water and it will just pop apart. I do talk about it and show it later in the video, but I wanted to mention now that you'll need to sand the bottle. Be careful not to cut yourself. It is very sharp and you will need to sand it before you begin doing any of the project. And also I did a couple of bottles I wanted to show. They don't always turn out perfectly. I had one that the green bottle turned out really well, but the other bottle that I did cracked really badly, and I wanted to show you just to give you a heads up that they do not always turn out perfectly. It does depend on the bottle, and sometimes they just don't act right, but these two turned out pretty well. This one is the one it cracked all over. For the hanging light, I'm using this brown tinted bottle. The decals that I use for this project are 9 inches wide. Again, you can purchase the decal or the cut file in my Etsy shop. Typically for wine bottles, I use a 9-inch wide decal. This decal was just a little bit too long, so it was going to overlap onto the transfer paper. So I'm just going to lift this side up and then push down the other side, and it'll work out perfectly. But again, with each wine bottle, sometimes it's different as far as the size goes, but it still works. You just have to lift up the transfer tape sometimes to get the other side to go down without touching that. And then we're just going to go back over this and apply it really well with you can just use a credit card, but if you purchase decals from me, they come with a little card like this one. I'm going to go over the edge of the wine bottle with 1000 grit sandpaper just to smooth it out. I'm using an ultra matte spray paint plus primer. I always do a really light coat for the first layer of paint, but it took me 3 coats of paint. I recommend shining a light inside of it before you take the decal off, just to see if the light shines through. If you shine a light inside and you can't see the light shining through, you know you've hit all the spots. I actually did not do 3 coats on the first bottle that I did, and I wish I had. So at least 3 coats of spray paint, and then we're going to remove the decal. To remove the decal, I use a seam ripper to just gently lift up the edges. You have to be really careful. If you're not careful, you can slip and scratch the paint, but I lift the very edge of the decal up, and then I'll use tweezers to grab the decal and remove it. Now, if you want to turn your bottle into a hanging light, this is where you will need to do some electrical work. This is definitely not my area of expertise, but this is pretty simple. So we're going to clip this wire so that way we can put it through the bottle, and then we'll have to actually put the pieces back together. So I'm going to walk you through this. If I can do it, you can do it. It's definitely not a super complicated process. Now, as you can see, there are two cables inside of this. So I'm going to need to separate those and get the white casing to be pulled back a bit so I can expose those wires and get to those like I did on this side. So to do that, I'm just going to clip very, very gently, not cutting the wires, but just kind of just cutting the white casing and being able to pull it back. Now that we have the wires exposed, we're going to trim off the little extra rubber portion, and we're going to take this and we're going to feed it through our bottle. And now we need to piece this back together. So we're going to take this wire strippers and we're going to strip these wires to expose them just about 1 inch or so down. I'm going to twist these together just to make it easier to work with, and whenever I'm piecing this back together, it's kind of like tying it together like a bread tie. And we're going to get a piece of electrical tape just to hold this in place, and then we'll do the other side the exact same. To get these two to reach and really touch, I had to bend the other side a little bit, but it does all balance itself out once we get it twisted and once we have everything taped together. Now you'll need electrical tape to tape all of this together, and be sure to cover any of the exposed wires with electrical tape. Now we want to put a bulb in and make sure that it actually works. So that way you don't go any further before you make sure that everything is still working properly. And there you have it. It is working. It looks awesome. I'm going to show you how I finished it off by covering the cable or the extension cord part with macrame cord, and then you will have a finished product. I had 5mm macrame cord, and so I decided to go with this on covering and keeping this nice and pretty and giving it a finished look. So we're just going to hot glue this on and wrap it around. It took 300 inches of cord for it to cover the entire extension cord. So I'm just going to walk you through this, and that'll be the finishing touches. Getting this on is the trickiest part. What I decided to do was put some glue on the end of this cord, and I let it sit for a second so it wasn't extremely hot, because I knew that it was going to touch my fingers and it would hurt really bad if I did it immediately. So I let it cool off, and then I press it as far down into the bottle as I can, and I press it onto the light extension cord, and then we just start wrapping it.